Welcome everybody to the very next episode here in my Dark Souls 2 playthroughs. So the reason why we are at the Cardinal Tower again this time around is, we want to go to the Bastille. I already told you that last time, but there's actually two ways how to get there. The first one I already showed you, that's done by using that ship in the No Man's Wharf, which is exactly what we did last time. And the other way is by using that nest, that bird's nest, crow's nest, something's nest. Right, yeah, alright, here we go. Yeah, right after the pursuer. And that's exactly what we're gonna do this time around, just to show it off to you guys. I'm probably then gonna still go the other way, but I would like to open this way up regardless. I totally forgot about this lizard again. Are we gonna get him this time? We are, and I'm a very big fan of that. That is really good. Hopefully he's gonna give us some large titanite. He didn't, but I guess I'm still okay with it. Titanite shard, and I think it was 2 of them, is totally fine by me. Alright then, so we're very quickly gonna rush past all these guys. There's no need to fight them right now. I guess we could get some souls that way maybe. But it's not like it really matters. All that we're after right now is that nest, so we can interact with it and enter the Bastille the other way. It's kind of interesting like that, because I mean geographically you would not think that both of these paths, so the one going towards the Tower of Flame and the other one going towards the fort, would lead to the same place, but they totally do. One is just by a ship, and the other one is done by this. Well, it looks like an eagle, doesn't it? I don't know. It's really strange. I think like some item description, I think, connected to the pursuer says that it's a crow, but it so does not look like one. So I'm very confused. I'm just gonna probably say it's a bird and save my ass that way. But yeah, as you can see, structurally right now very similar, and we are in fact in the Lost Bastille, just using the other path. So that's real good. There's an extra bonfire here as well, and it's very useful to come this way. It totally is. And it might even be my... is it though? It might even be my preferred way of entering this, but I couldn't really tell you if that's true. I don't know, I sometimes feel like it, but now that I'm really thinking about it, it might not be. But anyway, in the Lost Bastille, we're gonna be fighting these guys, these like mummy-looking creatures. I don't even know what they are really supposed to be, but let's just say that there's some kind of guardian, some kind of guards at the very least, protecting this place and trying to kill you. So we want to dispose of them. Jesus, rather quickly. Also, they do pack a punch. Anyway, Lucatail is here again. We're gonna talk to her real quick.
The longer I am here, the more madness I discover. A wretched place indeed, but not without traces of its former glory. What could have caused such degradation?
Alright, so she's still on her journey. You can actually also activate her the opposite way around. So, or the other way around, I guess. So you can first of all talk to her in here, and only then go to the No Man's Wharf and open up the second dialogue that she gives you right there in that cave.
There is only one way up in Mirror.
And she's gonna talk a little bit more about her backstory and the land she comes from, Mira, and yeah, how she was basically part of some kind of order, and that way got really skilled at sword fighting and stuff like that.
Life was hard, but I never gave it a second thought.
It's really interesting, kind of. She's supposedly some warrior, lady, a soldier, you could almost say.
Have you heard of the undead? An undead gradually
And as you might be realizing, she keeps talking about
praise of
the
the
undead. So what the heck is up
The
with
hollow
that?
can never be. One can skirt this wicked fate only
We will
with the help
certainly
of the
find
souls
out.
found here. Assuming, of course, that the legends are true. I can only hope.
Yeah, and there we go. She now reveals to us that she is in fact also an undead, very much like we are. And she has basically the same fate. She also traveled to
sorry
Drang Lake
to burden
in
you
order
with
to
my
find
fate.
a cure to that curse.
I suppose I've grown weary these days. I suppose.
Alright, and that's all her dialogue right now. We will of course run into her a little bit later as well. We will keep running into her essentially. She's a big part of the game. One of the most predominant NPCs of Dark Souls 2. So these guys, they do knock you back quite a bit with their attacks, so you want to be super careful, especially with this one right here, because of course there's a lot of ledges to fall down. And we're very quickly gonna go here and kill these dogs, and then also maybe try to open up a little shortcut. But I then certainly want to go back and also start doing the Bastille from the other path, because you cannot actually go through that other bonfire, so the one that we got to using that ship. You can't reach it from this way, and vice versa. You cannot go to the bonfire that we just rested at a little bit earlier. That it actually sucks, the whole deal that he destroyed that barrel. But yeah, maybe to very quickly finish that thought. Ooh, that was scary. Yeah, you cannot open up the second door of that tower and go to that other bonfire if you happen to go here using the ship. So that's really interesting. You probably do want to go both ways in order to get the full experience. And the reason why I said that it sucked that he destroyed the barrel is, as indicated by this giant crack in the wall, you can actually push that barrel down and have it blow up this wall, so you can then go to a very lovely NPC that's right inside that. It certainly sucks that we can't go there right now. I would love to go to him immediately. Then again, that would just be because of convenience, because there's also another bonfire right there, and we would then be able to teleport to him whenever we want to. Unfortunately, though, yeah, not so much happening. I totally forgot that you can't go there without a homeward bone. So we're going to use one in order to get back to the bonfire, then use that bonfire to travel to the other bonfire of the Lost Bastille, and only then we're going to really get going with this area. This is also a really interesting place. We're going to run into, yeah, at least one additional NPC that actually reveals a lot of lore to you. And I'm really excited to show that off and talk a little bit about what he kind of hints at and reveals. Certainly one of the bigger info dumps of the game. Although I guess that term info dump doesn't really do it justice now, does it? Yeah, we're gonna go to the exile holding cells. That's totally that bonfire that we lit last time after using that elevator, and now we're just gonna basically start from there and then do the entire Bastille. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do the entirety of the Bastille in this one episode. It's a rather large area. It certainly is one of the bigger areas of Dark Souls 2. And while it's not my favorite, I really kind of like it for what it is, essentially, at least. Certainly does remind me a little bit of areas like the Tower of Latria, while it's not as miserable. Also kind of reminds me of Boletaria from Demon Souls. General, I guess, or in general. Kind of some Demon Souls vibes in this place. So this guy you probably recognize. That's another one of those Haid or Haide knights, and we're probably gonna now try to kill him. I'm thinking about what the best way is going to be. We might start by shooting some arrows at him. I have no idea how much damage they're going to do. I really, really don't. But it might be beneficial to do it that way. So with my other character, I'm using the bow the other way around. I aim using the right bumper, or just R1, I guess. Oh my god, yeah, he's still a big pain in the ass, and you want to be super careful when you fight him. That was probably not the best timing for that. Jesus! Don't die. That would be my first, like, on-screen death. And I certainly want to avoid that. That was not the best way of dealing with this. Not by any stretch. So we want to... Maybe it's not even that bad that we're now right here, because... Ooh, and he's going to leash. That certainly is good. Oh god. Well, that is now not so good anymore. Come on, man. Are you just going to... He's confusing the shit out of me. But yeah, we're going to use some more arrows on him. He doesn't have too much health, which is really good. And it's really awesome as well that he retreats once he enters the tunnel right here. But yeah, as always, these Haida Knights, they fucking go at you. They're really hard to predict, because they're just, like, at least looking at the moveset, unlike any other enemy in the game, because they just fucking... Oh my god, they flail, and you don't know how to deal with it and how to block all of that. You never know when they're gonna throw an additional attack in, very much like that. But apparently a really good strategy to be fighting him right here. I do realize that I'm wasting a lot of Estus, but the positive certainly is that... Oh my god, I should be careful. I was almost gonna just combo him right there, but that might have ended my life sooner than I would have wanted. Anyway, they always give you their weapons, and I was gonna say that it seems to be an okay spot to fight them right here, and it's not too bad that I am wasting a lot of Estus right now, just because they don't respawn. We can just rest right here, and everything is muy bien. So, okay, let me check real quick. We leveled up a little bit towards the end of that last episode. 16 faith is what I have. So as you might remember, I want 22 in order to be able to use that lightning spear. And that's certainly going to help us out a great deal. I believe it does a shit ton of damage in this game. Do I want to drop down that way? I kind of do. I kind of at the same time don't want to. But I'm going to, just to see what's over here, because I tend to forget, actually. Just an item. I guess that's fair enough. Human effigy is always useful. But yeah, lightning spear certainly is going to help out a great deal. I can't wait to use that. We might be able to do that once I have killed that next boss. So the boss of this area. Then I should have enough souls in order to do this. I'm doing this the safe way. You can't just go down and fight these guys using your sword or whatever melee weapon you happen to wield, but I'd rather do it the safe way. There's another one right here, and also there's this guy up top that you can actually drop onto from yeah, like the top of this wall structure. But since I wanted to grab that item over there, this is probably how I want to take care of this right now. Right. So they have a long range. They also knock you back, as I already said. So you always want to be blocking, kind of, and sticking to either their back or left or right. And then they shouldn't be too big of an issue. At least in like a big open area like right here, they are totally not going to be an issue whatsoever. So there's an additional guy right here. One of those royal soldiers, I believe they're called. And they're going to be one of the biggest pains just of this area. Certainly are going to be exactly that. I don't like him. Alright. And let me introduce you to the absolute biggest pain. Like the #1 spot when it comes to pain in the ass of this area. These guys right in here, they are very much infamous Everybody hates him. I hate him especially. I guess maybe that's not fair to say. But I do also very much side with the majority of Dark Souls 2 players and find those fuckers to be really annoying. In case you don't know what they do, which would only be the case if you have never played Dark Souls 2 yourself, is they fall over and explode. So they basically come running at you, then they fall to the ground and do this weird like pushback dust explosion kind of thing. It's super annoying, and yeah, just be careful when you're dealing with them. So there's gonna be much more of these, much more. Right. So anyway, this is the gate that we were stuck on just a few minutes ago. We couldn't open it, and we are now entering that area that we were already in a little bit earlier. So as you can see, that's the barrel up there, that's a crack in the wall, and we are now gonna once again try to hopefully access that. So this guy, he's buggy as all hell. I don't know what his deal is. He once again did destroy that barrel, so I might even die here because of that dog. Let's get out of here. I don't think I've ever actually been able to open up that shortcut right there to the blacksmith. It's actually what's behind that. Using the barrel. You can also open it up using a key later on, but I would love to now already get there. Of course, without having to go through all of that. I guess it's not too big of a deal though, because there's no real need for us to visit him already. He's much more of like a late game novelty to have. At least in my opinion. I don't know. I guess there might be use for him already this soon into the game. But I've never really made use of him until much later. Alright. So that's all of that out of the way. It does kind of, I guess a little bit, suck that we're already lost that much health and had to use like 2 Estus there. But 3 might still be fine. It kind of just depends. I guess for the rest of this, at least leading up to the boss, I'm only going to be using life gems. Unless, of course, I find myself in a really bad situation. But it shouldn't happen. Alright, so these guys are going to come. Didn't really want to have them come already. But if we deal with them strategically, shouldn't be too big of a deal. They can very much kill you. This is like one of the more difficult encounters, at least early in this level, because they're just gonna gang up on you. They have a long range, and they're just super annoying, essentially. Right now there's gonna be 2 more guys. I always like fighting him right here, because then you can just, for the most part, focus on one. It does eventually, or at least I shouldn't say eventually, but it does sometimes happen that, was there not like an item? There we go. It does sometimes happen that there's like 2 right in front of you, and then you're gonna have a harder time, but most of the time at least, you're gonna be able to fight one at a time if you just stand in that doorway. So here, be careful. You can't go this way. It's just a big ass drop down. So that's just FromSoft basically telling you you are still very much small. They have the power in this game. So be careful with whatever you do, because they like to kill you. They very much do. And there's gonna be even better examples of that as we keep making progress here. Keep in mind, those guys that fall to the ground and explode, yes, I'm very much referring to them. Alright, so once again, a doorway, and then attack him. Ah, god damn it. The other one is certainly better, because there's like a corner that they have to go around first, so there's usually not a guy taking swings at you from like the back row. But anyway, it still worked out rather fine, I guess. Gonna once again pop a life gem. and destroy these barrels, because they can also explode very much like the one that the mummy guy kept destroying. So let's open this up. Gonna be 2 more of these, I think. Maybe even I would probably say 2. Why? Like they've been doing this for quite a while now. I don't get it. And then it's funny because I was actually like triggering backstabs there, but he couldn't do it because there was a wall in between. Alright, be careful now. Stamina management is very important. But yeah, I don't know. The past 2 times that I went here, they would always go down there. I don't know why they do that. I don't think the first time I went here they did it. And it's kind of strange because you open this up, they're like, oh shit, let's better climb down and like flank him. Like, that's just so strange. Okay, but there's gonna be a summon sign right here. Absolutely gonna make use of that. I don't even know if I want to heal before I now enter that next boss room. I might as well though. Life gems aren't that important. And yeah, we're gonna summon Pilgrim Bellclaire. And now we're gonna have a blast, because the next boss fight I have no idea how well I'm gonna do against. Seriously, just don't. The past 2 times that I fought him, no problem whatsoever. But it's one of those boss fights that can very easily be a big pain in the ass. What are you attacking right now even? That doesn't make any sense. Are you okay? Are you just gonna... I'm so afraid that he's just gonna fuck something up. Very much like Lucatiel did last episode. But yeah, hopefully he's just gonna come through, and he did. And that is very, very good. So, Ruined Sentinels, there's 3 of these fuckers. They are usually a relatively big pain in the ass, just because they certainly pack a punch. They hit you so hard, you're probably gonna be falling off this little balcony kind of thing. It's not very much a balcony, but hopefully you know what I'm trying to say. And the way that you want to take care of these guys is very much by, at least for the first one, staying up here. That way, it should be relatively easy for you to... Alright, be careful of that attack. For you to then dispose of him, just because very limited area, you can usually dodge all his swings, you don't have to trigger anything else. The other 2 guys, as you might be able to see, are on the other upper levels and are only now going to come for us. So the way that I like to deal with this now is just roll off and stand down here. And then, yeah, just try to be smart about this. Because you constantly want to pay attention to how they move, what they're going to do, what next attack they're going to use, and block their attacks as best as possible. That didn't make any sense. I now just realized that, but still, just be careful. There we go. That is not hard to fuck up in terms of English. That was a very, very easy way of saying that. Not the most, like, eloquent way of saying that, but a good way of saying that, I'd say. So, Bellclaire is certainly a saint. He helps you out so much. And when I think when I first did this, he died to the first sentinel up there. So he wasn't too much of a help, but oh my god, alright. Let's be careful right here now. We should be able to heal relatively soon, and I'm just going to do it right now. But as long as he's still alive, we are just going to worry about our own health for now. It's not too big of an issue if he dies. Because, I don't know. I mean, he does enough damage as it is right now. So why worry about our damage output? No need to do that. Just keep yourself alive. Alive. And of course, right as I say that, he jumps at me and kills me. Very unfortunate, really. God damn it. Anyway, I'm probably just gonna cut to me standing in front of that boss room, and then we're gonna try that fight again. I should not have healed in that situation, but then again, it was very, very, very bad luck that he decided to do the jumping attack. Any other attack would have been fine, but it just ruined my life right there. So yeah, I'll see you in a second. Yep. Alright guys, I guess I'm gonna leave that in, just because he now actually opened up the passage, that secret entrance thingy that I've been talking about. And that's gonna be really good for us. So there's gonna be a bonfire right here for us to rest at. Very, very much advised. I'm not gonna do it right now, I guess I'm gonna light it, but not rest at it. And we will come back here and talk to the guy that's inside. Sneak peek, there he is. And now, let's actually cut to the boss room. Okay, and here we are, attempt number 2. Let's take care of Yahim as successfully as we did with that first attempt. He usually isn't the problem. I mean, the other two guys aren't that bad either. It was just that I should have been more careful, I guess, in that situation. Also, now he hit me. That is not good. So let's focus a little bit on our defenses right now. It sucks that he fell down. That sucks a great deal, actually, because it's awesome if he stays up here. I can help you with Yahim, but should still very much be able to kill him. Yeah, even without Bellclaire. What I don't want to do right now is jump down, because I think I couldn't really 100% confirm this, but I think if you drop down, the other two sentinels are then gonna aggro as well. It's awesome that he fell down now, because Bellclaire should be able to kill him before he gets back up. But even if... Is he now dead even? That was rather strange just now. But alright, before anybody jumps up and damages me that way, I certainly want to go down and now do what I should have done last time. Be really, really careful. It's just that they have really strong hitting attacks. And if you're not on full health, especially with this little HP and stamina like I have, you want to be extra careful. Yeah, I mean, most of their attacks are probably going to kill you if you're not on full health, so very much advised to constantly have that stamina up. It might even be good to use some kind of throwing weapons against these guys. For example, a poison throwing knife might be a good idea to do, especially since he's just blocking shit right now. But of course, right now, since Bellclaire died, we're gonna have to take care of two of these guys at the same time. Two ruined sentinels at the same time is never good, And apparently the other guy now decided to aggro as well. I don't know why he was blocking so much earlier. But alright, yeah, that spinning attack is the worst they can do. Absolutely is. And now, of course, the next thing we would like to do is heal. And we're going to do it exactly right now. Yeah, choosing when to heal is probably one of the biggest challenges in the fight. Just because they have rather quick attacks. Like, if you mess that healing up, they could easily get you. We don't want to fight that one guy like I just did. Oh, that was rather lucky. They deplete your stamina really quickly with that attack. But we instead want to reduce the amount of ruined sentinels we have to deal with. So the shield, is it even the shield guy? Now I totally lost track of which I want to kill. But I think the shieldless dude we want to kill first, just so that we then have a much easier time. Not even. The shield guy we want to kill. So we want to kill him so that we have a much easier time against Rike, or whatever his name is supposed to be. Ricci. That would be like Italian, I guess. I don't even know. Now, yeah. So just block their attacks. Be careful. I have very little stamina. That's basically the biggest downside right here. But in general, it's just a test of patience, usually. You always just want to be careful about when to actually strike. When to attack him. If you make a bad call when it comes to that, your life is going to end very much like it did to me a little bit earlier. Right. So this is now good. The best moment to attack is when they both have made a move. This is... Ooh, that was actually not as bad as I expected it to be. Gotta be careful now. But the one guy is dead, so now it's only the Richie guy remaining. Richie Rich, I guess. I don't even know. I guess his armor is supposed to be kind of golden. Or like brass. Probably more like brass. It's not that golden, now that I'm really taking a look at it. But yeah, now it has become much easier. Of course, that still doesn't mean that I can two-hand it and fucking just take him down in a few seconds, but I can... Oh my god. Alright, I can attack with confidence now. And yeah, basically now what it's become is just a standard boss fight against a humanoid enemy. Circle strafing galore. No need to do anything funky. We just gotta wear him down. It's not really a war of attrition. I was almost gonna say it's a war of attrition, but I guess that would only describe like his side. He's the one being worn down. Me, not so much. Okay then, so one more hit should do. Our sword is at risk. I guess that kind of sucks, but it doesn't really matter because he's dead. So F you. F you especially for that super unnecessary death. But it's awesome to see that we now have taken care of these guys. I totally did not expect to die whatsoever. I wasn't expecting that at all. There's gonna be like a few secret doors right here in this area. There's one, there's a bunch of them. It's really, really crazy like that. There was another one right there. Then there should be one right here and also right here, I believe. Yeah, there's a buttload of secret doors. And we're, of course, going to check all of them out. Be careful while we do that, though. Just so that we don't do anything stupid now that we haven't rested at a bonfire or anything like that. But alright, to very quickly talk about that shortcut that I opened up while I was going here. As I was saying, that's going to be another blacksmith. There should also be another door right here. I love it. It's so crazy. I don't know what they were thinking, just like when they designed this room. It's like, we're going to make all the walls illusory. All the walls are hidden ones. But yeah, so that guy is a blacksmith, and the cool thing about him, what kind of sets him apart from Lenigrast back at Majula, is that he can infuse your weapons. You can use special Titanite thingies, Titanite shards, and then apply, for example, fire or lightning or poison or all kinds of stuff to your weapon and get some additional damage that way. So very much like my Haidonite sword right now has lightning infusion, you can do very similar stuff with all the other weapons, your standard weapons, basically. Right, so this guy, that's another one of those I'm gonna fall over and destroy your life guys. So we wanna take him away from that chest. I don't even know if I've ever mentioned it, but you can destroy chests in this game, and if you do so, all you're gonna get is rubbish. Like that's the item, and you absolutely want to avoid that. This, just sprint through it. There's a guy exploding right there. He's similar to what we just fought, so he's also one of those guys that just fall over and die that way. But difference being that he just explodes straight up. Alright then, that's probably gonna do for this episode. I would probably say, yeah, it's probably time to end it right here. So thank you so much for watching. I am a little upset that I died there. I mean, it's not like I hadn't died previously. It was just that it was not on like in an episode, because of course that first death was me trying to get that additional item down the cliff at Majula, where the bloodstain was at in like the second episode or something like that. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. We will be back and do the rest of the Bastille and also do another additional side area, which is going to be down this ladder right here. And I'm really excited to do that because there's just super interesting stuff to be looking at, to talk about, and have you guys comment on in the comment section down below. Thanks for the support so far. I'm really enjoying this series, and yeah, see you next time, I guess. Goodbye.